Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Sopiarz-Rianda, your English 10 teacher, and I just wanted to say thank you for all of those who have been working hard on this short story unit so far. For those of you that submitted your rough draft of your short story and submitted it to peer editing. This week is when you will be finalizing that short story and submitting your final draft into turnitin.com. After, of course, you review peer revision and you review my feedback that I gave you from session 3. Okay, so let's get going through the session and see how everything is working this week. Like always, you click on materials, then you click on Unit 2, and our last session here is session 4. And it goes through, I want to click back there, I accidentally clicked off. Here is the recommended timeline. And you can see there's really only two assignments due this week. But that final assignment, which is your final short story that you'll be submitting into Turnitin.com, is due 1 week from yesterday, basically Tuesday before midnight. And I give you the bulk of the week, Tuesday through, Thursday through Monday, to review and revise your short story before submitting it into Turnitin.com on Tuesday. So that is I'm really giving you these 2 weeks to develop and write and then revise your short story. For this entire writing process, I've been giving you 2 weeks. Okay, so it's time to wrap up this unit. This week you're going to be thinking about peer editing from last week. You're going to review the MLA formatting guidelines, revise your short story, and then finally submit it. Like I mentioned earlier, I gave you 2 weeks for this writing piece, so my expectations are high as far as the detail. So if you need any help, please don't hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. Okay? What I do want to also pull up is the rubric. Bear with me here. I should have had it pulled up. Okay, so here is the short fiction genre rubric. And what I'm going to be looking for, I'm just going to be looking at the 4s right here. And I just want to talk about the 4s because that's what I know your expectations should be. Your ultimate goal here should be looking at that 4. So let's look at the opening. A 4, which exceeds expectations, is the orientation or the opening, the hook. For a 4, a strong beginning or hook engages and intrigues the reader, drawing them in quickly. And it establishes a clear mood in a way that's engaging, and it sets up the rest of the narrative. For development of ideas, the story develops, supports, and sustains a complex, implicit or explicit theme. Remember, we were talking about developing one aspect of the short story. So this is where that fits in. So are you focusing on foreshadowing? Are you focusing on setting? Which one is it? So this is where I will be grading for that. Characters are developed through actions and dialogue that's believable. And there is a conflict and a climax that is developed along with the plot. Development of internal structure. The story is a focused plot that illuminates that theme. Thoughtful and effective use of imagery and a variety of literary techniques. Remember, I'm looking for that 1 explicitly. And then for the closing, the ending is thoughtful, well-crafted, and purposeful. It encourages reader reflection regarding the theme. Remember, theme is implied meaning of the author. So if your subject, for example, is friendship, and your story illuminates a friendship gone sour over, let's say, over, some type of football game, then the subject being friendship, but what is the author implying about friendship through this story? That, that your friendship should overcome, petty games, for example, if your football team won and theirs lost. So make sure there's that conflict, that theme. And then word choice and sentence and conventions, you can look that over, but it's kind of standard stuff there. So that's what I'm looking for in your short story. Oh, let's pull this back. Okay, so once you have thought about that rubric and those number 4s, that's what you're looking for there. You also want to review, there's a quick review of all these great links as far as turning in your work and MLA citations and formatting. Okay, you are going to be using dialogue. You should be using dialogue, and that's where this information is. Okay, so be sure to do that properly. In this assignment, what I'm asking you to do is look in Turnitin.com. And many of you, I'm not sure if you actually looked at the feedback from a Raisin in the Sun theme essay that you submitted last unit. So what I'm asking you to do in this session is to go back to Turnitin.com, look at a Raisin in the Sun theme paper, and think about and answer these 3 questions in relation to that essay. Okay, if you don't know what Turnitin.com is, or you didn't submit your essay there, or you don't exactly know what Turnitin.com is, then click right there and it'll help you go through that process. Okay, and then if you need help finding Turnitin.com feedback on where that is, there's a little video here that shows you how to find that feedback, both written and oral, because I give both. I give you written feedback, and/or I give to you an audio feedback. So make sure you check both of those. Okay? And then go ahead and submit that assignment. And then finally, you're going to be submitting your final draft. As I mentioned before, this paper is worth about 120 points, and we reviewed that rubric. Here are again those expectations, requirements for your essay. Be sure that it's no more than 800 words, that it has a developed traditional plot, like we went over in the last session, that there's a theme of dream denied, and that you imitate at least one of these elements in the short story. Okay? And then I really want to highlight this. Note, any plagiarized papers will receive an automatic 0. Submit your own work. I can't emphasize this enough. You have been working hard this week, I hope, and this is where your work pays off. Do not submit someone else's work. You will be sorry that you do, because your grade will reflect it. And then finally, here is where you're going to submit your short story into Turnitin.com. And as I mentioned earlier, you should already have created an account in Unit 1, but if you didn't, click here for all the details on how to do that. Once you are enrolled in the class, you'll see the assignment titled Unit 2 Short Story. That's where you submit your short story. Remember, this is a huge assignment. This is a summative assignment, and please take the time to make it a good one. If you have any questions, please contact me. I am here to help. Okay? Again, you will be turning this in to Turnitin.com, but I will be grading it, and I will be grading it there. So once your paper is submitted and graded in Turnitin.com, I will transfer the grade into Schoology. So there is no drop box in this assignment, okay? This is simply a directive to tell you to submit it into Turnitin.com, and then I input the grades here, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help, and let's have a great week.